Welcome. I am the Golden Emperor, and we, today, are diving into the aftermath of Golden Frieza. But this what if doesn't just involve that. It involves a wish made by Goku, a wish for Frieza's potential. This is What If Goku Wished for Frieza's Potential. And if you enjoy, as always, leave a like, leave a sub, and leave a comment down below. And I'm not going to waste that much more of your time, because I want to get right into it. Let's get it. Like I said, this is during the aftermath of Golden Frieza, or the defeat of Golden Frieza. There's a ton of carnage everywhere, but luckily Goku has defeated Frieza, and now it just comes down to them wishing for everything to be repaired. Goku, this time around, decides to help with the gathering of the Dragon Balls, and even helps Bulma with the summoning of the dragon. They would stand there, and Bulma would await the dragon's appearance, and he would eventually arrive. Shenron shows himself, and Bulma wishes for everything destroyed by the Frieza Force to be repaired and brought back to normal. The wish is granted, and Goku continues to lament about how strong Frieza was, and he says that he wishes that he had Frieza's potential, or more or less growth rate, that would be absolutely insane. And he says this directly while Bulma is saying another wish, but as it's said, it seems as if Shenron shoots into the sky and nothing happens. Bulma's confused. What just happened? She looks around just to see that the people aren't actually revived, but that's weird. She just wished for that. Goku kind of says that he doesn't understand why it happened like that either, but whatever. They kind of just chalk it up to a misunderstanding, maybe some weird thing that just happened out of nowhere. And frankly, they don't really connect the two and two together, but of course Bulma would in the near future. But they just toss it up to maybe a mistake in the phrasing, and Goku sets off to train on Beerus's planet once again. Both Goku and Vegeta continue their sparring and training together, but during this training, it seems as if some other things are going on. Beerus and Champa are currently talking about making a tournament. This tournament would involve Universe 6 and Universe 7, but the stakes are insane. The winner would take the Super Dragon Balls. The Super Dragon Balls are just like the ones on Earth, but they're even more powerful. There are no restraints. You could do anything with the Super Dragon Balls. They would be absolutely catastrophic in the wrong hands. And, well, Champa, he wants to bring the Earth from Universe 7 to Universe 6. And Beerus, let's just say, doesn't like that idea because he loves the food way too damn much. So, they decide they're going to make a tournament for it, for those Super Dragon Balls, and Champa and also Beerus speak on what's going to happen and how it's going to work. They decide on it being a 1 versus 1 format, but they will have 5 fighters. So they all agree on the stipulations, and they already have 2 of them. Goku and Vegeta are 2 of the fighters already, and Beerus would say that they need to find 2 more. And they say, why not 3? But of course, that would be answered by Beerus. Beerus would say that he has someone that was his strongest fight ever, one of the hardest fights he's ever done and been in part of, and he'll just invite him. Yes, Goku and Vegeta have their more or less question marks about this, and more Vegeta than anything, but Beerus would say not to worry about it and get 2 other fighters. Vegeta would suggest Gohan, and that would be a good suggestion, but he hasn't been training for 1, but also for 2, he has some school thing to do. Something about being a professor or something like that. So Goku and Vegeta, while looking for their team, they end up adding Piccolo. Obviously, like I said, Gohan decides not to join. They add Buu as well, and their 5th member would be the strongest fighter Beerus has ever fought in Monaka. Yeah, Monaka. So, whatever, it's more or less going to be 4v5, but it actually kind of ends up being even less than that later on. But before the tournament, Goku and Vegeta would decide to train in the hyperbolic time chamber for 3 years. And this is where we see the insane growth that Goku now possesses. He trains with Vegeta. They begin fighting and sparring and do some insane training as much as possible. But during this, Goku hides a lot of the power he kind of gains throughout this time. He realizes that he's actually gaining power at an insane rate, and he kind of realized this earlier too. He realized this when they were doing simple sparring, when they were on Beerus's planet. But now it is leaps and bounds. Goku even evolves, yes, evolves Super Saiyan Blue, evolving it even further than Super Saiyan Blue evolution to even Super Saiyan Blue 2. He hides this from Vegeta, and the process of how strong he's getting is insane. And he can't even think about it. He can't even comprehend it because he's never grown this fast in his life at all. I mean, yeah, they grew fast in the time chamber a long time ago, but this is unprecedented. He's never grown this fast, and he's never exceeded forms this fast. He even thinks to himself that maybe he should work on the thing that Whis told him about, the whole moving on his own. But that is still going to take some time, even with insane potential, and it's not something he even thought about working on at this moment, which maybe he should have. Maybe he would have even gained it. Maybe he would have even gained Ultra Instinct. But that's beyond the point right now. He gains his immense strength during this time while fighting Vegeta, and Goku and Vegeta would eventually come out of the time chamber, and everyone sets off for the tournament. The tournament, on arrival, everyone actually takes a test. And yeah, I mean, as y'all know, Boo ain't the smartest tool in the or there's not the sharpest tool in the shed, and Boo does his normal thing, and that's fail. So he fails and isn't actually allowed to participate, so Universe 7 is already down a fighter. But Goku feels like this should be just fine, and his confidence is just obviously glimmering off of him. And people don't really take this weirdly, because at the end of the day, Goku's always done that. He's always felt like he's stronger than everyone else, and has always felt like he can win anything at any time. And he would prove it immediately in the first match. It would be Goku versus Botamu. Botamu is a big lard of a person, and actually, it's pretty tanky. Goku throws multiple punches at his stomach, but it seems like it does absolutely nothing. But then Goku thinks to himself, well, if the punches don't work, this is a tournament, so why not throw him out? He kind of thinks of the old days in terms of being in tournaments, and he swings Botamu around and throws him off the stage. He kind of laughs about this, and everybody claps, and Beerus is excited to see this because that's one fighter down already. But at the same time, Vegeta kind of rolls his eyes at the fact that Kakarot really had to win in this sort of way. With even that said though, the next fight is Goku versus Frost. He would go head to head with Frost, and Goku wouldn't actually know his own strength, because once he kind of fights with Frost and Frost goes all out, well, let's just say he goes at Frost in his Super Saiyan form, and his Super Saiyan form is immensely stronger than Frost. It's actually hard for him to hold back. You see, with Vegeta, they were going all out, so Goku could hold back a little bit, and Vegeta would still be extremely strong, so it wouldn't be super difficult. But Frost is like arguably maybe Super Saiyan Vegeta level, probably less than that. So the fact is, it's hard to hold back that much, at least with the strength that he's gained throughout the 3 years, which was a massive amount. He would punch Frost right in his own fist, and it would send Frost flying out of the stage. But actually, the ricochet and the fact that he punched the fist of Frost, Goku started feeling weird. He started feeling groggy, and he would actually stumble a bit, and he would fall off the stage as well. The judge or the referee would say that this is a double knockout, believing that, well, they must have both just knocked each other out. But that double knockout would eventually get reverted, because, well, Jocko would see from afar that Frost has a poison needle, a needle with on his arm, and he tries to say that, oh, it's part of his body and that's actually normal, but he says that that is obviously tipped with poison, and tipping something with poison is not normal from one's body. So Frost he's already eliminated, but Goku would be reinstated due to Jocko seeing this poison. With that said, well, Piccolo would be up next for the fight against Vegeta. Vegeta is a tin man, a giant man that's like kind of got metal armor all over him, and it seems like he has lava in his mouth. And it's, well, that is the perfect counter to Piccolo. Piccolo may be smart, maybe fast, maybe strong, and maybe he could even deduce that he needs to say bad things to Vegeta. But before he could even do it, the room would get way too hot for Piccolo, and he would dry out. As most of y'all know, well, Namekians are pretty vulnerable to losing water. Their body is made up of mostly water, and frankly, they run on only water itself, so they're very susceptible to this, even more than a regular human or even Saiyan who drinks water for most of their hydration. But luckily enough, Piccolo tells Vegeta what his weakness is just from learning and figuring it out, and Piccolo would tell him that he needs to insult him, and Vegeta would easily beat Vegeta, going in and insulting the Metal Man, calling him some piece of garbage / metal piece of junk, and so on. Vegeta would win against the Metal Man, and he would see that his next opponent would be Kaba. Kaba is an interesting one. A Saiyan from Universe 7 would definitely pique the interest of the prince, but that's not the only thing. Kaba doesn't even know how to use Super Saiyan, so Vegeta decides he's going to beat Super Saiyan into the boy. So he begins to beat on Kaba, honestly showing himself as the superior fighter by a long shot. And Kaba tries to kind of do this whole, I want you to be my master thing, but Vegeta's not having it. He wants Kaba to become a Super Saiyan, so he kind of shows off that villain side of him once again, threatening to kill his family and blow up his planet and so on and so forth. But beating some sense into him would eventually lead Kaba to actually becoming the Super Saiyan of legend and gaining power that he would think would be inconceivable back at home. But Vegeta would continue the onslaught even with the impressive feats of Kaba, and he would show how superior he is, even showing off Super Saiyan Blue and showing Kaba how much better the Universe 7 Saiyans are compared to them. But after the defeat of Kaba, he would tell him that maybe, just maybe, he'll train him in the future, and maybe he'll go check out planet Sadala in the future as well. Vegeta would be at the very last person. The very last fighter of Universe 6 would be Hit, an assassin. And this assassin is no joke. Vegeta would go heads up with Hit, and frankly, he does pretty well. And the only reason for this is for the fact that he's been training with a stronger Goku. Yes, Goku's been holding back, but he's not gonna let Vegeta win. So he is slightly stronger than Vegeta, or at least that's what it seems like. So Vegeta trained hard to keep up with Kakarot, and it honestly gave him a little bit more of an edge. Does that mean that he's gonna beat Hit? Definitely not. He's not going to defeat Hit. Hit will definitely win against Vegeta, but Vegeta does slightly better, and Goku even commends him for how well he did, and Vegeta tells him to shut up and go get in the ring, and if he loses, well, maybe Monaka will win. He laughs a bit, but Goku does say, oh yeah, they do have Monaka, so it's really no worry. But Beerus says to shut up, that he's leaving Monaka for last, but hopefully Monaka doesn't even have to fight. He doesn't want Monaka to fight. He actually wants Goku to make sure to clean this up. Goku kind of sighs and says that he would love to see Monaka fight, but Beerus says he'll destroy him if he more or less doesn't try. So he goes in the ring with Hit, and he transforms into Super Saiyan God. And Beerus, feeling this power, he's actually off-putted. he's so strong. What the hell's going on? Beerus would be confused, and, well, Vegeta would be as well. It seems like Goku is even stronger than what they believed, and he's not even in his Super Saiyan Blue form. While watching Hit more or less fight Vegeta, he's realized that Hit's power is based on time. It's a time skip ability, but if he overwhelms him with power, if he's far stronger than Hit, then it doesn't matter. So Goku begins his onslaught, attacking Hit. Even in his Super Saiyan God form or his red-haired form, he would outspeed Hit by a long shot. Even the time abilities weren't helping Hit, and Goku would counter and counter and counter. Goku would eventually bring out Hit pretty easily too, and he would speed blitz him, putting him in a bit of a bind and then knocking him out, kind of stunning Hit just based on feints and counters. It's kind of insane how Goku completely made Hit look like a joke when Vegeta struggled so damn much. But everyone celebrates for Team or Universe 7 or Team Universe 7 actually won. It would be pretty exciting. Everybody would be excited about it because, you know, the Earth, it doesn't get transferred over to Universe 6. But luckily enough, Beerus still wishes for Universe 6's Earth to be brought back, and the normal interaction with Zeno and stuff like that would go as normal. He would bring up the fact that he wants to more or less have a tournament like this, but with all the universes. Goku does his normal Goku stuff, and then Universe 7 would head on home. But here's the thing. There was someone watching this fight. There was a Supreme Kai in training, seething over this tournament. And the fact that these mortals were using God Ki, but more specifically, even mixing it with the impurity of that disgusting Super Saiyan form. That is disgusting. He absolutely thinks this is horrible, and thinks that these mortals need to be cleansed, need to be destroyed, and need to be put away forever. But before anybody could really notice, the Supreme Kai of Universe 10 would walk in, and he would ask Zamasu what he was doing. Zamasu would respond, he's just watching the fights, learning, from the mortals. And he would nod, saying that Zamasu will be a great Supreme Kai. Some time would pass, and Goku would continue his training, but his power would continue its insane climb. Vegeta trains even harder to try and keep up, even attempting to go into the hyperbolic time chamber for some more time. But even with that, his ability to keep up is null and void. It doesn't matter. There's just no way he'll be able to keep up with how fast Goku is growing. And there's no way for him to close that gap. Before you know it though, they would actually be visited by a familiar ally. Future Trunks would arrive. He's come from the future, and it seems like it's all bad once again. Future Trunks would take a swing at Goku immediately after being awakened. But what Goku and the others don't know is that soon, someone very familiar to them would be arriving and threatening the universe. No, the multiverse as they know it. Because a Supreme Kai, only a Supreme Kai in training is coming. And that Supreme Kai in training believes that mortals are a curse to this world and they all need to die. Goku Black's arrival is imminent. He would eventually come through a portal, and everybody would be in shock and would be in awe. The face that person is wearing is the one of Goku. The one of the person that is a father to kids around here, is a friend to others. That person right there, well, he may look like Goku, but don't get it twisted. He is not Goku. Trunks would even say this, and Goku would go up to fight him, but before he could, Vegeta would go charging in before Goku could even take a second look. He would power up to his Super Saiyan God form as his red hair would glimmer all around, and Goku would watch, thinking that why is it that he's only using his red-haired form? He would charge toward Goku Black, and he would begin the fight. And it seems like Goku Black is on the back foot the entire time. Vegeta is ruthless. He begins to beat on Goku Black, trying to just outpace him and outgrind him immediately, kind of putting him in a position where it seems like Goku Black's only option is to run. Yes, he knows Goku is strong. He knows that the body he took was a powerful one, but what he didn't know is how to use it. Every cell, every single thing within his body was Goku's, built on the fight experience of a true Saiyan. That was a borrowed body, and that borrowed body would not allow him to keep up with a Vegeta that had absolute intentions to somehow catch Goku in his, well, kind of freakish growth that he's shown so far. Vegeta would show that he was leaps and bounds above Goku Black, beating and destroying him. But as Goku Black is about to be forced through a portal, and as Goku Black is about to leave, well, Vegeta refuses to allow him to do so. He would immediately charge up an attack, and he would enter his Super Saiyan Blue evolution form. Goku would watch this and would be shocked. It seems like Vegeta has entered a new realm for himself. Everyone around is shocked as well, seeing the power that Vegeta is portraying, and he would scream one final flash. A giant beam of light would come soaring toward Goku Black as he's encompassed in the blast and completely incinerated by the final flash. Whis and Beerus are shocked but impressed at the progression that Vegeta has gone through on his own, thinking that Goku's advanced progression must have pushed him to a brand new level. Whis and Beerus would talk about Goku Black and how this power feels like a Kai, so they set off on their own without saying much more. On the other hand, Goku and Vegeta decide to go with Trunks to visit the future in hopes of making sure there is nobody else there. Trunks thinks that they should be fine, it was just Goku Black, but Goku and Vegeta insist, because at least they can help them in the recovery of his world, or of Earth, maybe finding Namek, maybe finding some other way of recovering it, they're not so sure. So, they leave and head to the future. But when they arrive, they begin searching for a while, and, well, Vegeta doesn't really see anything. And so does Goku doesn't see anything either. But one thing Vegeta does see is a broken down Capsule Corporation, and the location of where his dear Bulma died to Goku Black. They talk about maybe looking for Namek, getting the Dragon Balls. But just as this is being talked about, a Kai appears. The one from Universe 10, and the one that was enacting a plan of zero mortals, Zamasu. Zamasu speaks about how him and Goku Black were going to truly cleanse this world, but now they messed it all up. The plans of the gods were distracted and stopped by mere mortals once again, and Goku would begin fighting him, and the power gap would be insane. Goku would be insanely stronger than him. It wouldn't even be close. And eventually, this would lead Goku to realizing that Zamasu is immortal. And Goku literally cannot kill him. It doesn't matter how much power, how much strength, he cannot die. Goku even tries to use Beerus' technique of a Hakai, and it still doesn't kill him. Goku says that he can fight Zamasu for as long as he needs to fight him, and he tells them all to flee and find out a way to defeat an immortal being. So Vegeta and Trunks do just that, leaving to the past to find a way to defeat Zamasu. Goku continues fighting, and actually sees this as a chance to train, ironically enough. And against an immortal being, it would be perfect. and he tries to put the words that Whis and the training that Whis has kind of instilled in him into action. He tries to utilize his body in a way that he's never before. He tries to utilize a way of moving that he's never seen before. A way of moving that his body would react on its own. It would have nothing to do with his mind and what he was thinking, but it was all on his body. His arms would think independently of everything. His legs would try to do the same. And it seems he would slowly but surely, as the fight continues, his body would begin defensively moving on his own, or on its own, and with really no threat of Zamasu's flat-out strength, Goku can genuinely use this as a way of training. Zamasu would try his hardest to either kill Goku or find a way to leave on many different occasions, but with the constant pressure of now a Ultra Instinct Omen Goku, he cannot escape. Eventually, the time machine would arrive once again, showing up, and Trunks would show that he has a little jar and what seems to be a seal. Goku would set up an opening for both Vegeta and Trunks would seal Zamasu away in a small jar with a technique that Goku finds to be very, very familiar. Goku would tell Trunks that he did a good job, and Vegeta shows that he is impressed in his own way. Goku would then tell Trunks that they can attempt to find this timeline's version of Planet Namek, and frankly, that wouldn't be the easiest thing in the world, but with some assistance from King Kai of this timeline, they are able to locate Namek, and the Namekians help Earth with getting back to its former glory, or at least to a certain extent. There is no reviving that many people. There is no reviving the people that have been dead for so long, but still, this would help a lot. King Kai would insist that this version of Goku leaves ASAP because he doesn't want to deal with this timeline's Goku wanting to start a fight with literally himself. So Goku and Vegeta kind of did their thing. They did what they wanted to do, help this timeline recover just a little bit more, and Vegeta would even say his goodbyes to an older Bulma, telling her that he's sorry, that he wishes that things could have been different, and that this version of himself could have been better. Goku and Vegeta would leave and arrive in the past, as Trunks would leave them where they were meant to be, and Trunks would promise an arriving Beerus and Whis that he will never time travel again, but he wishes all of the family that's in front of him good luck. Of course, the time machine would disappear, and Goku Black and Zamasu were defeated. Goku goes to Whis for more training, especially with his activation of a stage of what he truly believes to be Ultra Instinct. Soon, Whis would decide to focus mainly on Goku, especially on the instruction of Beerus. But Beerus would say that Vegeta will now learn the way of destruction, and can learn from Beerus himself. Vegeta's nervous, but knows that this may be his pathway to catching up to Goku. Goku would be about to leave, but as he heads out, Bulma would stop him and tell him that she thinks that she realizes now that he may have wished for his potential to be the same as Frieza, with that accidental wish of that conversation that they were having before. Goku would think about this and would believe her, but decides that there is really no point in changing the wish now, and frankly he feels it would be a waste of a wish to undo another wish that was already made, at least for now. Maybe in the future. Goku eventually would head off with Whis, and for the next couple of weeks, he would train to get a grasp on Ultra Instinct, and with his power soaring, so would his control over that form, and his control over Ultra Instinct itself. Whis would watch him train day by day, as he sees his student entering the realm of the gods and even the angels. One day, during a training session though, someone that would scare Beerus to death would call Whis. Zeno himself. Zeno would call for Goku, and on arrival talks of a tournament of power. And this tournament of power would begin quite soon. Eventually, it would all be agreed on, and Goku would be tasked to make a small team for Zeno's Expo, an exhibition match for all the universes to watch and understand kind of what this tournament will look like. It will be Universe 7 and Universe 9 going head to head, and the two contestants that would be next to Goku would be Buu and his son Gohan. The first two fights would go exactly the same as canon, with Buu beating Basil and Gohan beating Lavender, or Lavender and Gohan beating each other, but since Lavender used poison, it ended up forcing a draw, forcing them both unconscious. But in my book, Gohan definitely won, because who won first? Gohan. With that said, Goku versus Bergamo, on the other hand, would be similar to what occurred, but normally, you would think Goku would drag on this fight a little longer. But in the end of it all, he would decide that he wanted it to be done earlier, because he sees no point in dragging out the fight, a fight that wasn't going to be close in the first place. Goku would win, but then a figure would approach him, asserting that he will take him on and defeat him, and that Goku is an evildoer, and that he is a villain. Goku would find this to be entertaining, making it seem especially ironic because of the fact that he did wish for the potential of the most evil person in their universe, or arguably one of the most evil people in all of the universes. Goku would accept the challenge, but soon the Pride Trooper by the name of Toppo would regret this. Goku would power up into his Super Saiyan Blue form, just his Super Saiyan Blue form, and that alone shook the entire Expo arena, so much so that Toppo's face would be one of regret, and the Grand Priest would be forced to stop the fight before it even would begin. The rules of the tournament would eventually be conveyed. The Grand Priest would talk about what's going to occur, and then he sends everybody away. He would go over towards Zeno, as even Zeno knows that the fight between Goku and Toppo would not have been close, and that universe, the universe that Toppo comes from, that of Universe 11. And frankly, Zeno is intrigued at what Goku is going to do in the tournament. With all of that said, the 10 members of the Tournament of Power are needed, and Goku goes off and does just that. Goku would get everybody, same as canon, and he would even bring on the one and only, the most disliked out of everyone, Frieza. Goku and Frieza would have a bit of a confrontation before arriving even back on Earth, and Goku would show Frieza that he far supersedes him in every way now, not allowing him to even land a cheap shot blow, and Goku would easily control the energy of the destroyer that Frieza tries to use on Goku. Frieza would of course agree to join. I mean, what kind of choice does he have? But says he wants revival at the end of it all, and that Earth's Dragon Balls will be just fine for the job. Well, the stage is set. The team is locked in. Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, Gohan, Tien, Krillin, 17, 18, Roshi, and Frieza are all set to take on the other universes. The stakes couldn't be higher, but with Goku being on another level, how will this affect the Tournament of Power? Well, you're gonna have to find out in part 3 of What If Goku Wished for Frieza's Potential. The entirety of Team Universe 7 would arrive in the world of the Void, and they would potentially change everything for all the universes who are participating. Because at the end of the day, if you lose, you are erased with your entire universe. There are lives at stake. The way of life that you know now is at stake in this tournament, and it all leans on the 10 people that are participating in this tournament. Goku stands with Universe 7, but many do not look towards Goku. It is obvious that deep down inside they hate him, but obviously they fear him. The expo that happened before made so many people fear Goku. They absolutely think that Goku is a kind of like a villain, an absolute tyrant, someone that wanted only to fight, and now he's risking every last life in the universe and all the universes. But still, there's one person who hasn't stopped staring at Goku. The monster from Universe 11, Jiren. Goku smiles and goes over towards Jiren, but immediately Jiren would appear behind him and tell him to go away now. Goku would slightly laugh and say that he saw him do that, and he just wanted to be friendly before all except one universe is erased. As the stage begins to be fixed and rebuilt, stones go flying around, and Goku's body seems to dodge and move, only reacting to the things that were actually going to hit him, and Jiren stands there as many of them fly by him as well. Jiren would then tell Goku that their fight is the only thing that matters on this stage, that the winner of their fight will determine who gets erased. Goku would laugh a little bit and walk away, and say that it works well for him, that he likes that idea, because he has no intention of waiting on the main course. The Tournament of Power would then soon begin, and there would be an odd feeling all around. For starters, Goku would walk through the countless amounts of people, and nobody would even try and confront him. Everybody was fearful. At the end of the day, it's a battle between him and Jiren, and that was the only thing that Goku wanted. The only conflict that Goku wanted. And it seemed like everyone else sensed that as well. Jiren would walk towards Goku just like they are, just like they were staring at each other before. And the Pride Troopers would go off after wishing Jiren good luck. And Toppo himself would tell Jiren that this foe is like no other they have ever seen. Jiren and Goku would stare off, and Goku would transform into his Super Saiyan form. And it would seem as if Jiren was stronger than him, but he would have more or less have an actual fight. Jiren's not just standing there taking blow after blow by just, not doing anything. They actually have to fight. It seems as if Jiren actually has to fight back to not get hurt from Goku. And Goku would stop briefly and tell Jiren that it would be best for him to go all out so that he could do the same. Jiren tells him to not be so cocky because their gap in power is further than he could possibly imagine, and Goku would agree, but obviously for a far different reason than Jiren. Goku would power up into his Super Saiyan Blue form, and the gods themselves can feel the power coming off of Goku. And the fighters all around can feel the pressure. So much pressure that it feels as if their stomachs are growing a pit, as if their stomachs are just squeezing itself inside and out, and as if they could just pass out right now. Jiren would power up, and Beerus would stand and look at Whis. Beerus would ask Whis what he did and how he did it, in which Whis would tell Beerus that it was all Goku. It seems like Beerus was asking Whis how Goku got this strong, not at the sign of what Jiren is showing, but at the sign of the gap that Goku is showing. Goku would clash with Jiren, but it was obvious that in raw strength there was a difference, and a massive one at that. Goku had the upper hand, it feels, to Jiren, and that upper hand continues to grow more and more and more. Goku would compliment Jiren, telling him that he is very impressive, very, very impressive, but the gap is just too much. Toppo would even throw away all his morals and shoot a Hakai towards Goku for the sake of his own universe. But a Blue Evolution Vegeta would intercept and charge towards Toppo, telling Kakarot to finish the fight. Goku would smirk as he tells Jiren that he lacks the power to defeat him, that this power he has now may not 100% be his own, but he's worked for it just as much as Jiren has, and he's sacrificed for it just as much as Jiren has, and has just as much as everyone else, if not more than everyone else has. He tells him again that he should just go off the stage, that he lacks the power to win, but it's okay, that after this is all said and done, he'll revive all the universes. In which Jiren wouldn't say a word, but then would shoot a blast, a powerful one, full power, towards Goku. But in a flash of white light, Goku would catch the blast, and he stands there as his hair and aura glisten this beautiful white color of Ultra Instinct. With one hit, he eliminates the being who was as strong as the gods of destruction, and Goku would soon help his universe easily defeat every last universe on the stage. Everyone except Universe 7 has been eliminated, but with Goku as the eventual MVP, he would wish all of them back to life. Beerus would also instruct Whis to revive Frieza, and it seems like Zeno is happy with the result of this tournament, smiling and reminding Goku that they should play every so often. Goku would nod, and it seems as if the next step is to see Goku and Vegeta fight their next colossal opponent. Some time would pass after the Tournament of Power, and everyone would be enjoying the time on planet Earth. I mean, of course they are. But soon, a visit from Frieza himself, a Saiyan and his powerful Saiyan son, would begin a new battle. Frieza would bring Broly and Paragus to Earth, and their goal was to kill the Saiyan Prince, the son of King Vegeta, the Prince, the one that stands in front of them. Goku and Vegeta would meet the foes there, and Vegeta would make it clear that his father's sins are not of his own. But if a fight is what they want, then a fight is what they will get. Vegeta would go head to head with a monstrous being by the name of Broly, while Goku keeps an eye on the fight and Frieza himself. With Vegeta's massive increase in power trying to keep up with Goku, he easily fends off Broly. Even when Broly transcends into his Super Saiyan form, Vegeta is able to keep up using Super Saiyan Blue evolution. He can defeat him, or at least that's what it feels like at the moment. At the end of the fight though, Frieza tries to pull out his one trump card. That is to unlock the rage of the dormant Broly, even more than he possibly is showing now, so he tries to kill Paragus. But as he tries, Goku would deflect the blast and knock out Frieza instantly, showing Paragus that Frieza is no ally. No ally of his, no ally of theirs. Frieza is the reason why all of this is still happening. Frieza even killed the Saiyan race. Yes, King Vegeta did this to his son and himself, but this does not mean they need to take it out on the son of the king. Paragus would hear him out just slightly as he looks over and sees that Vegeta has beaten Broly. Broly is defeated, and Goku would still offer both Broly and Paragus a place to stay on this planet. Yeah, on planet Earth. And he says that he'll let Frieza go off on his own once again. That this tyrant can go off and kind of live his life, and they expect to face once again. But he has no intention of killing Frieza at this moment. Paragus would even question this. Why not just end his life? But he would tell him that it just wouldn't be right. That this was all figured out and was all handled. He would explain to Paragus that he is not like the Saiyans of before. That he wants to find peace in every opportunity. And if that means allowing a tyrant like Frieza to live for now, then he'll do that. But luckily enough, Broly and Paragus, well, frankly, they don't have much of a choice, but luckily enough, Broly and Paragus decide to stay on this planet. And Paragus would be hesitant, but of course he would agree to the terms, and for the first time, Broly and Paragus would live alongside Saiyans for a first time in a very long time. And Broly would immediately be questioned by Goku about his ability to fight, his strength, the rage that is so dormant within him. And Goku would laugh a little bit and say that they should train together very, very soon. He's sure that he can get a grasp on trying to control that anger, and Broly could be a great not only sparring partner, but a great warrior in the very near future. And if he wants, he can even call him Kakarot. He would laugh a little bit, and all of them would head over toward Capsule Corp to get Broly and Paragus situated. But that is the end of this story, or at least for now. At the end of the day, I've told this before, I would personally rather only go to the Broly arc, which is more or less just right before, like, you know, the manga kind of begins. And that's just kind of what I want to do. I don't really like going into manga. If you guys really, really want to see it, then I might do it. But this is where I'm going to end off. This is where I want to end off all the stories, is at the Broly arc. I'm not really a big fan of the manga at the end of the day, but maybe in the future I'll decide to go into the Moro and also the Granola arc. But for now, this is where I stand, and this is where I'm going to end the story. As always, if y'all enjoyed, show some love. Leave a like, leave a sub, leave a comment down below, all that good stuff. I hope you all enjoyed the entirety of the series of What If Goku Wished for Frieza's Potential, and I hope you all are excited for much more to come. And have an amazing day, everyone. Later.